But I want to talk about something else, which is the race warfare that Obama has sparked in America, which is spreading like a retrovirus, invading and destroying our defense cells, and autoimmune disease is less to fear than Barack Obama. Headline, Black professor chastises white Americans saying admit to the racist poison inside of you. Now, how could a professor say a thing like that unless he felt empowered by the chief racist in the White House? A so-called Emory University professor wrote an open letter which was published by the morons in the New York Times. Some professor of philosophy, George Yancey, a real genius. Another one. You know, in America, anyone could be a professor, as you well know, especially if they're a minority. Then right away they're a philosophy professor. So this moron writes a letter called Dear White America. And he called his letter a gift to white people. As you read this letter, he said, take a deep breath. Make a space, blah, 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 blah. He says he's failed women. And so he now wants white people to admit that they're racists. He says it's painful to let go of your white innocence, to use this letter as a mirror, one that refuses to show you what you want to see, blah, blah, blah. Responsibility for those who live under the yoke of whiteness. Of course, the yoke of whiteness has permitted a loser like him to become a professor. The yoke of whiteness permits a loser like him with a low IQ to even call himself a professor. That's the yoke of whiteness. So he writes, I'm asking you to enter into battle with your white self. I'm asking that you open yourself up, speak to, admit to the racist poison that is inside of you. Mr. Yancey, the philosophy professor, went on to claim that all white people are part of a racist system. And he goes on to tell you to touch your child's hair tonight and understand that your child is also fundamentally a racist because they're white. Now, we would dismiss this as something coming out of Hitler's Germany in reverse, which means it's the same thing as the racism. The racism that Hitler's minions put out against Jews, Slavs, and others is equivalent to what this racist black professor is saying about white people. Do you get what I just said to you? Do you understand how sick the country has become under Dr. Obama, who is like a maniac doctor? It's like a maniac doctor in a madhouse who tells everyone to look for the racist inside of themselves and turn it on white people. Because a phony like Obama could never have gotten anywhere, was it not for division and race warfare and sex warfare and economic warfare. He wouldn't have gotten out of the starting gate without all of those tactics.